This is Valley View News.
2 people walked away with minor injuries after crash landing their small plane on a vacant athletic field at Cal State Northridge. Shoppers waited in long lines to try and get the best deals during Black Friday. The Laugh Factory in Los Angeles put on a Thanksgiving dinner, complete with a side order of jokes.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Tasneem Hanafi.
And I'm Stephanie Caballero.
2 people are recovering from minor injuries after their small plane crash landed near a Cal State Northridge athletic field. Valley View's Lita Alakani was there shortly after it happened and shot this video. Samaj Ray and his friends saw the crash and rushed to help the victims.
We see this really low wobbly plane. It hits the gate and then it hits a tree and flips upside down, and from there we're like, okay, we gotta go out and help these people.
The 2 were able to free both the pilot and 1 passenger from the plane. The husband and wife, James and Shauna Whiteside, were flying from Novato and heading toward John Wayne Airport in Orange County.
The pilot reported an engine failure. The engine began to sputter and then failed, and they attempted an emergency landing here at the soccer field at CSUN campus.
Both Whitesides were transported to Northridge Hospital with minor injuries. No one on the ground was injured.
Many Black Friday shoppers got an even earlier start this year.
Valley View News reporter Tiffany Miles was in San Pedro, where some bargain hunters hit the stores on Thanksgiving Day.
One major retailer opened at 9 on the evening on Thanksgiving. Some customers even skipped out on dinner to try and get a good deal. Instead of spending Thanksgiving Day with their families, these people are waiting in line at Target in San Pedro for Black Friday sales. This young man camped out Wednesday night in hopes to get a gift for his family.
50-inch television. We've never had a TV bigger at my house than a 32.
Some customers think shopping is starting to take away from family time.
It's not a holiday anymore. It's not family time. But we do want to get those good deals.
The line wrapped around the building when it came time for the store to open. Once it hit 9 o'clock, customers were allowed to enter the store, but only 10 at a time.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gentlemen, you're good.
As the line began to move more quickly, it became more difficult to talk with shoppers.
I'm here to buy a TV and a Nook.
You're going to go.
Oh my God, I gotta go.
It's cool. Once I got inside, I was able to get a peek at the action. So, how was it? Were there any...
Honestly, business as usual. It's always exciting on Black Friday no matter what time we open. So having all of our guests here and our team here was really quite fun.
The checkout line stretched from the front to the back of the store.
My daughter dragged me out on Black Friday.
This shopper says it was worth the wait because she saved almost $200.
I got great deals. I actually saved $177 tonight.
According to one survey, the average shopper spent $423. That put Black Friday weekend spending up nearly 13% from last year. Back to you.
Online spending topped $1 billion on Black Friday, but Cyber Monday sales are expected to generate even more, at least $1.5 billion. Online retail spending on Black Friday was up 26% from last year. More than 57 million Americans visited an online retail site. Digital content and subscriptions have seen the most growth in online sales this holiday season.
For those looking to travel this holiday season, San Diego has plenty of festivities. Reporter Christina Maffatino has more on the story.
San Diego is an affordable destination with great holiday activities for travelers. Pack up your hot chocolate and cookies and take a drive through the Holiday of Lights. The Del Mar Racetrack serves as the largest drive-in light show in California. Cars can cruise at 5 miles per hour around the track and tune into the provided Christmas radio station. There's over 400 light displays from Surfing Santa to the Large Light Tunnel. San Diego not only offers great attractions, but travelers in Coronado can't get enough of the perfect winter weather.
The sand was really, really soft on your feet, and then the beautiful building with all the lights.
This weather, I mean, you can't beat it. This is better than any place on earth.
Ice and sand may not be the ideal winter pairing, but in San Diego it sure is. The Hotel Del Coronado has an ice skating rink right next to the beach. Skiers can rent their skates and glide across the ice. And if you'd rather sit and watch the fun, you can pick up a hot drink and sit by the illuminated palm trees surrounding the lighted historical hotel. Balboa Park is one of the must-see attractions for the holidays. If you do decide to travel to San Diego, starting December 8th and 9th is the yearly Christmas on the Prado event, where travelers can enjoy music, performances, and lots of family fun. December Nights brings over 3,000 people into the park for the holiday festivities. The park is home to museums, theaters, and the world-famous San Diego Zoo. Visitors can enjoy an evening stroll to see the illuminated Spanish Renaissance-style architecture and all the beauty the park has to offer. In San Diego, I'm Christina Maffatino for Valley View News.
A Massachusetts strip club has exploded, killing 2 people and injuring 19. The blast was caught on video. Fire officials still do not know what sparked the explosion that flattened the club. They do know that the building had filled with gas because a gas company employee punctured a high-pressure line. The worker apparently punctured a gas line because its location had been improperly marked. The fire marshal has said he has determined the explosion was caused by human error, not a problem with the gas line.
More than 100 people have been killed in a clothing factory fire in Bangladesh. The fire started in a warehouse on the ground floor and spread quickly throughout the multi-story building. Officials say most of the victims were trapped in areas with no emergency exits. The death toll is expected to rise as the search for victims continues. Bangladesh has thousands of garment factories that do not follow proper safety measures. The country earns about $20 billion from exports of clothing.
Egyptian protesters are urging President Mohamed Morsi to cancel the powers he recently granted himself. Morsi has protected himself from almost any kind of oversight. The announcement of his new powers touched off days of protests around Egyptian cities, including Cairo. The health ministry said that nearly 450 people were wounded nationwide in the first few days of unrest. Morsi's office announced that the added presidential powers are necessary to hold corrupt officials accountable for their actions.
U.S. Supreme Court justices are set to decide if now is the time to rule on whether gays and lesbians have a constitutional right to marry. The issue for the court is not what to decide, but when to decide it. In the past, the court has been faulted for waiting too long or moving too quickly to recognize constitutional rights. The justices must decide whether to hear an appeal from the defenders of California's Prop 8. The prop was a 2008 voter initiative that limited marriage to a man and a woman.
The U.S. government says failure to reach an agreement on taxes and the deficit could hurt holiday sales. The government estimated consumers would spend about $200 billion less on Cyber Monday than they did on the same day last year. It estimates the proposed middle-class tax hikes would slow this year's holiday sales. The report calls on Congress to extend the middle-class portions of the Bush tax cuts while they discuss increasing taxes on the upper class.
There's a movement to change the way Angelenos eat, at least on Mondays. But are LA residents up for Mondays without meat? Valley View News reporter Lauren Ari has those answers and more.
Some people can't wait to sink their teeth into a warm, juicy burger. But on Mondays, the Los Angeles City Council is urging residents to participate in an international campaign known as Meatless Monday.
Monday's always a day to start your week off right. You know, you can even go grocery shopping over the weekends. So Monday you can, line it all up and get your week off to a good track.
Meatless Monday is a nonprofit initiative aiming to cut down on meat consumption for health and environmental reasons. On average, Americans consume 8 ounces of meat each day. This is 45% more than the USDA recommends. Participation in the global movement is voluntary, but experts say eating vegetarian once a week can reduce a person's risk of chronic preventable diseases, such as heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and obesity. Dr. Terry Lissiger, a registered dietitian, says there are plenty of alternative ways to get the same nutrients found in meat that are plant-based.
A lot of people think, oh my gosh, you're vegetarian, so where are you getting your protein? We get it from vegetables. Soy has protein. Quinoa is one grain that has a complete protein. So if we're eating a balanced plant-based diet, no question you can get complete protein.
Dr. Lissiger warns, though, that vegetarian diets can be just as harmful if the quantity consumed is not kept in moderation.
If they're eating more calories, bigger portions, even if it's from vegetables. It can still be converted into triglycerides and fat.
Dietitians say portion control is key to maintaining a healthy lifestyle. An easy way for people to measure portions during their meals is by keeping the size of their food within the palm of their hands. Los Angeles has become the first largest city to endorse the Meatless campaign. The City Council's goal is to encourage residents to give up eating meat just once a week in hopes of starting a citywide trend.
I would try it, why not? It's just one day for a healthier lifestyle.
I eat meat every day. I don't even eat salads.
In Northridge, Lauren Ari, Valley View News.
Some researchers say people's health could be in danger if they don't wash their grocery bags.
And we have the latest news in sports when we come back.
So, are you going out tonight? I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work. That's so gay.
Totally gay.
Ugh, that is so Emma and Julia. Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia? Well, when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia.
Who says that?
Everyone.
Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Reusable shopping bags can cut down the amount of trash in the environment, but they can be a potential health risk to people who use them. Valley View News reporter Jorge Alfaro has more on the story.
Using reusable grocery bags instead of paper or plastic bags can be good for the environment.
I think they're more economical and they're better because they hold your stuff without endangering the environment, actually.
Using less paper and plastic bags means less waste in dumps. Grocery stores promote using the bags and offer deals on them too. But what's good for the environment can be bad for your health. Researchers at Loma Linda University and the University of Arizona say bacteria can grow in the bags if you do not wash them properly. Some people say they knew bacteria could grow in the bags. Others say they did not know.
Didn't know that.
No, I did. Yeah. And I have washed these ones.
Well, of course. I mean, like anything else. You just wash it when they get dirty.
Well, they don't get that dirty. They're in pretty good conditions.
I'm not really paranoid of germs, so I'm sure it's all fine.
Experts say you can get rid of the bacteria in your reusable grocery bags by throwing them in with your next load of laundry, or you can use your kitchen sink to wash them. In Los Angeles, I'm Jorge Alfaro for Valley View News.
The nationwide lottery game called Powerball has a record-setting jackpot, $425 million, but the states are also big winners. Many people are hoping they'll be the next to strike it rich with the jackpot. However, state governments are seeing historic revenue from ticket sales from the lottery. State lottery reports making more than $60 billion last year despite the poor economy. That's an increase of about 8% from the previous year.
There's a bit of frosty winter right in the middle of Los Angeles, if you know where to look. Valley View News reporter Dennis Aru found it and has a report.
Every year, Pershing Square in the middle of downtown Los Angeles becomes a winter wonderland. Festive Christmas decorations adorn the area for what is known as Downtown on Ice, put together by the Los Angeles Department of Recreation and Parks. An outdoor skating rink is set up in the holiday season, with many Angelino families bringing their kids.
I've been skating since I was 5, so I've always wanted to go Los Angeles ice skating, so we've been here for the weekend and we love it.
Some people had trouble not falling on the slippery ice and needed the help of a companion. It is the 15th year that the event is put on by the city of Los Angeles. However, some did have complaints.
Well, I mean, I personally think it's a little too small, but, I think it's nice that they make an effort to, bring it to, the heart of LA.
The cost for a 1-hour session on the rink is $6 and $2 extra for skate rental. Among the crowd enjoying themselves were many newcomers to ice skating.
It's my first time, and it's so beautiful, and I'm having so much fun.
Besides the ice skating, there will be live concerts throughout December. There are also many upcoming winter-themed events going on at the rink, including an arts and crafts day for kids. Many like this team say they want to return later in the season.
Hopefully, yes. It looks a lot of fun, and I can't wait for it to go on the ice and just have a bunch of fun.
Fishing Square Ice Rink will be open Monday through Sunday until 10 p.m. until January 21st. From downtown Los Angeles, I'm Dennis Aru, Valley View News.
One Cal State Northridge sports team finished off quite a successful 20-12 campaign over the Thanksgiving weekend, and USC and Notre Dame drew a huge national audience for their much-anticipated football game. Mark Sherman's going to show us what happened. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Stephanie. The eyes of the college football nation were on the Coliseum. USC has had a disappointing season, to say the least, but they had a chance to knock off the #1 team in the nation, Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish just needed to win this one last game to finish off a perfect 12-0 season and lock down a spot in the BCS National Championship game. And with the Trojans' star QB Matt Barkley out with a sprained shoulder, it's looking pretty good for Notre Dame. In the first quarter already, 3-0, Theo Riddick takes one straight up the middle to extend the Irish lead. That was the only touchdown of the game for Notre Dame. It was the day of the kicker. 5 field goals by Kyle Brinza, including this career-long 52-yarder. The USC made it a game, kept it close, down by 9 in the fourth quarter. The Trojans had 4 opportunities inside the 2-yard line, but could not punch it in. Notre Dame wins 22-13 and will play for the national championship, most likely against the winner of the SEC championship game, either Alabama or Georgia. The Notre Dame-USC game earned the highest television rating for a regular season college football game in over a year. In the NFL, multiple teams have been having quarterback quandaries. There's been a slew of injuries to starting QBs lately. Concussion, shoulder problems, rib injuries. Teams have had to send in their backup passers. The Steelers have 2 quarterbacks out, so they call on the veteran Charlie Batch, and it was not a good game for Batch. He threw 3 interceptions, 8 turnovers total by the Steelers, and the Browns win 20-14. In New Orleans, the Saints and the 49ers, San Francisco gives the start to the young Colin Kaepernick for the second straight week. And Kaepernick proves he can do the job. He throws for 231 and a touchdown, and he ran for a TD. The Saints' Drew Brees throws 2 interceptions that were returned for touchdowns, and San Francisco beats New Orleans 31-21. In San Diego, last chance for the Ravens against the Chargers. It's 4th and 29 with less than 2 minutes to go. Ray Rice takes the short pass all the way for the first down. Justin Tucker then makes the field goal as time expires to tie it up. And then another one for Tucker in overtime. Huge win for the Ravens. Another disappointing loss for the Chargers. Green Bay and the Meadowlands to battle the Giants, but it wasn't much of a battle. All G-men in this one. Eli Manning finally comes to life. The New York quarterback threw for 249 and 3 touchdowns, including his franchise record 200th TD with the Giants. New York dominates Green Bay 38-10. The Lakers and the Clippers had the day off, but there was a great game in the NBA Sunday. We're going north of the border. The Spurs taking on the Raptors in Toronto. This one took a while. Look at this guy. Nobody's having a better time than he is. In the third, Raptors up 6. Bad pass from Kyle Lowry. Manu Ginobili with the steal, and under the legs of the defender he goes. He goes all the way up the court, throws it up, gets the foul. What a play from Ginobili. Nearing the end of regulation now, 88 all. Tony Parker with a chance to win it, and we're going to overtime. Raptors down 2. DeMar DeRozan misses the first one, gets the rebound, puts it in. We're going to double OT. And Tony Parker with a game-high 32 points puts the Spurs up 4, and they beat the Raptors in double overtime 111-106. Let's check out some CSUN sports. It was the final weekend of the 2012 season for the women's volleyball team. The Matadors needed to have 2 things happen to get second place in the Big West Conference. First, they had to win both their last 2 matches. Second, Long Beach State needed to lose at least one of their last 2. Well, the Mats did their part. At home in the Matadome, the ladies beat UC Riverside and Cal State Fullerton 3-0. The Long Beach State also won their final 2 Big West matches, so Hawaii wins the conference. The 49ers get second, and the Matadors finish in third. By winning their last 2 matches, women's volleyball capped off CSUN's first 20-win season since 1996. It was quite a successful year for the Matadors, and they're returning almost all of their starting lineup next year. That's it for sports. Back to you.
Some comedians and Hollywood actors served up Thanksgiving dinner at a well-known comedy club in Los Angeles. Valley View News reporter Devin Knight brings us more on a holiday feast with plenty of laughs.
Hundreds of people sat down for free food and the kind of entertainment that the Laugh Factory is famous for. The show at the West Hollywood Club started in the food line, and entertainers did the serving. Then, on with the show. People usually line up outside the Laugh Factory to catch a comedy show, but these people have come in for a meal. The club serves free Thanksgiving dinner to those in need each year. The line usually stretches around the block for the 4 dinner servings that's followed by a live comedy show. Isolde Keith first heard of the dinner after performing at the club.
I was signing up for open mic here at the Laugh Factory, and so I saw the sign for Thanksgiving dinner tonight, so I thought I'd try and see how it was.
The Laugh Factory in West Hollywood hosted its 34th annual Thanksgiving dinner for hungry people and lonely people looking for something to eat. Once inside, people grabbed a plate and were served by familiar faces. Comedian Dane Cook has been volunteering for the last 16 years.
You get to see, people in the community who maybe need a little bit of extra support, and then a few years later, they'll come in and they're supporting. You get to see comedians and friends, and we get to all be here today. You get to give a great show. You get to do it from the, just the charity in your heart. I think that's very meaningful.
Turkey, rolls, and pie were just a few of the items cooked for dinner. After being served, each guest was escorted to a table where they could enjoy a live show with their meal. The comics filled the small club with laughs and put the finishing touch on the friendly atmosphere. Cynthia Mamukari has been catering the event for both Thanksgiving and Christmas time for the last 6 years.
It's like a little family. It becomes a family at Christmas and at Thanksgiving time for so many of them. It gives them a place to come.
Michael Killingstead has been coming to the Thanksgiving feast on and off for the last 5 years. He first heard of the event through a friend.
I was in Beverly Hills, and somebody said that we have free Thanksgiving dinners on Thanksgiving, so go on by and get some good food.
While some admitted that the traditional bird was their favorite Thanksgiving food,
Turkey. Turkey, of course.
others admitted to a soft spot for the side dishes.
A dressing.
Oh, the dressing.
Yeah, I like sweet potatoes too.
Yeah?
More than 1,000 people were fed for the day. It took 6 hours to serve and feed them all. And of course, the jokes kept coming the whole time.
One of the most memorable TV villains, Larry Hagman, has died.
And one of the stars from The Martin Show, Carl Payne, tells us about the latest in his acting career.
Come on, let's go.
Just a minute, I gotta finish this.
Wait, you're gonna post those pictures of Mary?
Yep. She thinks she's so hot.
But her mom and dad will see them. Her grandmother, her little sister, everyone she knows, it's gonna kill her.
Who cares? Just a couple of pictures. It's no big deal.
No big deal? Don't. This has gotta stop.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
A Hollywood actor who's known for his goofy characters is doing more work both in front of the camera and behind it. Valley View News reporter Carolina Becerra caught up with Carl Payne.
Some may know him as actor Carl Payne, but most remember him as the goofy character Cole Brown from the hit 90s sitcom Martin. Payne has appeared in over 35 commercials and has made appearances on several TV shows.
I had a chance to catch up with Hollywood actor Carl Payne to see what is he up to nowadays.
I'm partnered with a company called Studio 11 Films out of Atlanta, and basically Project 11 is basically where we take 11 directors, 11 producers, 11 writers, and this year 11 editors, and we basically, train them.
His role in Martin was just one of many roles that caught Hollywood's attention.
I said mo ice. You know what I mean?
the actor opened up to me about his career.
I was about 10. I grew up in New York City. So I remember going to an audition with a friend of mine, and a very good friend of mine. She was into acting, and she was going to this place called the First All Children's Theater.
He says Cole Brown was definitely one of his favorite characters to play. While many actors may seem graceful on camera, Payne says he's far from there, sharing his most embarrassing moments.
Slipping and falling. I was the clumsiest person on the planet. You can look at Martin outtakes and see where I've almost killed myself.
Normally, an actor portraying a specific role requires them to do things out of their comfort zone.
One memory that comes to mind was me learning how to ride a unicycle. Like, I mean, first of all, riding on one wheel.
Payne says the best part about being an actor is that he gets to play different characters.
I could be anybody I want to be. You know, you get to play. I want to do like action stuff. You know, I've been in the gym lately, you know what I'm saying, getting in shape, because I know that these roles are coming for me. And there's a couple, actually, I just finished doing this movie called Downline, where I play a cop, a dirty cop.
It never stops, never.
This is Carolina Becerra from Los Angeles for Valley View News.
Here's the scoop.
Dramatic actress Halle Berry has some more drama in her life. A restraining order dealing with her fiancé and her ex-boyfriend. And Justin Bieber performs during a football halftime show. Vanessa Soto has these stories and more in her entertainment report.
Actor Larry Hagman has died. Hagman was best known for his portrayal of JR on the television series Dallas. He died from complications of cancer at a Dallas hospital. The actor was 81 years old. Actress Halle Berry went to court after a Thanksgiving weekend brawl. Berry and fiancé Oliver Martinez were at her home for Thanksgiving. Berry's ex-boyfriend, Gabriel Aubrey, arrived. He and Martinez began fighting outside of Berry's home. Aubrey has been charged with misdemeanor battery. A judge issued a protective order to keep Aubrey 100 yards away from Berry. Grammy Award winner Beyonce Carter will be directing a documentary about her life. Raw video of her extraordinary performances will be included. The film is set to debut in February 2013. Singer Mark Anthony is going to help an orphanage in the Dominican Republic. Anthony's foundation raised $200,000 for expansion of the Children of Christ orphanage. The expansion will include a residence hall, classrooms, and a baseball field. Singer Justin Bieber performed at the 100th Grey Cup football game at the Rogers Centre in Toronto, Canada. Pictures of Bieber and singer Carly Jespin were projected onto the stadium's giant screen. The fans apparently didn't like it and booed. Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes enjoyed a romantic walk through New York City on Thanksgiving weekend. The couple watched a performance of the musical The Heiress. They tried to enter the theater without attracting attention, but the audience did notice them. The actors went backstage after the show to congratulate the cast. That's all for entertainment. Back to you.
Thank you for watching Valley View News. I'm Tasneem Hanafi.
And I'm Stephanie Caballero. Have a great day.